A woman walks into Judge Caprio's courtroom wearing a full wedding dress. Traffic violation, speeding ticket from 3 weeks ago. She's here on her actual wedding day because she forgot about the court date. Judge Caprio starts to speak. Miss Sinclair, congratulations on your I need to leave in 20 minutes. My wedding starts at 2 p.m. Just tell me the fine so I can pay and go. She interrupts him on her wedding day in full bridal attire with zero respect. Judge tries again. Miss Sinclair, I understand you're in a hurry, but are you listening? I said 20 minutes. I have 200 guests waiting. Do you know how much this wedding cost? $85,000. So, can we please hurry up? So, what happens next when this entitled bride interrupts the judge 6 times and learns that courtroom schedules don't bend for weddings becomes the most satisfying takedown of the year. Subscribe because this bride's $85,000 wedding is about to get a lot more expensive. Tuesday afternoon 1:40 p.m. The BAIF calls case 18,442 Valentina Sinclair speeding violation, Interstate 95. The courtroom doors open and everyone turns to stare. A woman in a full Vera Wang wedding gown walks in. Train dragging behind her. Veil pinned perfectly. Professional makeup hair in an elaborate updo. Bow holding a cascading bouquet of white roses and pays. She's on her phone as she walks to the podium. No, tell the photographer I'll be there in 30 minutes max. Just have everyone doing cocktails. I'll text. She hangs up without looking at Judge Caprio. Judge Caprio blinks, takes in the surreal scene. Miss Sinclair, I congratulations on your wedding day. She waves her hand dismissively. Thanks. Look, I need this to be fast. I have a wedding starting in 20 minutes at the Vanderbilt estate. 200 guests, full sit-down dinner, orchestra, the works. I forgot this court date was today, so I just need to pay the fine and leave. Miss Sinclair, court proceedings require. How much is it? The ticket said $145. I have my card. Just run it, and I'm gone. Judge Caprio's expression hardened slightly. Miss Sinclair, you're cited for traveling 89 mph in a 55 zone. That's 34 m over the speed limit. Before I determine the fine, I need to hear your explanation. My explanation is, I was late for my final dress fitting 3 weeks ago. I was speeding. I'm guilty. Can I pay now? Miss Sinclair, 34 miles over is serious excessive speed. This isn't a simple speeding ticket. There are potential license points, increased fines, and she interrupts again. Your Honor, with all due respect, I don't have time for a lecture. I planned this wedding for 18 months. I have a $15,000 photographer who charges by the hour. My guests flew in from 3 countries. My fiancé is probably panicking right now, so can we please just finish this? The courtroom is watching this unfold with growing disbelief. Did the woman just tell a judge she doesn't have time for him? Judge Caprio sets down his pen deliberately. Miss Sinclair, I understand you have an important event today, but you received a court summon 3 weeks ago. You had ample time to either reschedule this hearing or attend at the original time. Your wedding is not my scheduling concern. Valentina's face flushes. I tried to reschedule. Your office said the next available date was in 6 weeks. I'm going on my honeymoon tomorrow. I can't come back in 6 weeks, so I had to come today. You chose to come today wearing your wedding dress to emphasize urgency. That's a choice you made. I came straight from the venue. I didn't have time to change. Do you know how long it takes to get into this dress? 45 minutes. I'm trying to be efficient here. Judge Caprio's voice gets firmer. Miss Sinclair, efficiency in this courtroom means following procedure, not interrupting me, not dictating timeline, and not treating this hearing like a drive-through transaction. Judge Caprio begins reviewing the citation details. Faux. Miss Sinclair, the officer's report indicates you were observed traveling at high speed, weaving between vehicles. I wasn't weaving. I was changing lanes. There's a difference. Miss Sinclair, please don't interrupt me while I'm reading the report. I'm just correcting inaccurate information. I'm allowed to defend myself, aren't I? Judge Caprio looks up slowly. You'll have an opportunity to speak. Right now, I'm reviewing evidence. The officer noted that when he pulled you over, you became argumentative and stated, he reads from the report. Do you know who my fiancé is? He's a partner at Morrison & Associates. You're going to regret this. Valentina's face goes red. I was upset. I said that in the moment. It doesn't mean anything. It means you believed your fiancé's professional position entitled you to avoid consequences for traveling 89 in a 55. That's not what I Miss Sinclair. This is the 4th time you've interrupted me. In 30 years on this bench, I have rarely encountered someone who interrupts with such frequency, and never someone in a wedding dress. She rolls her eyes. Actually, rolls her eyes at the judge. Your Honor, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just stressed. This is literally the most important day of my life, and I'm standing in a courtroom instead of walking down the aisle. So, yes, I'm a little short-tempered right now. Your stress doesn't exempt you from courtroom decorum. I understand that, but you're dragging this out. Just tell me the fine amount so I can pay it. Judge Caprio's patience is visibly thinning. Miss Sinclair, I'll determine the fine after I complete my review of this is ridiculous. She throws her hands up, bouquet flailing. I've been here 10 minutes already. My wedding coordinator is calling me. Her phone is buzzing in her small clutch purse. Can I take this? It's probably important. No, you cannot take a phone call in the middle of your hearing. But it's my wedding day. And this is a courtroom. Your wedding is important to you. Manana, this hearing is important to me and to the integrity of this court. The world does not stop because you're getting married. Valentina's jaw drops. She's genuinely shocked that someone isn't bending over backward for her on her wedding day. Your Honor, I feel like you're being unnecessarily difficult. Oh, I admitted I was speeding. I'm willing to pay. What more do you want? I want you to stop interrupting me. I want you to show basic respect for this proceeding. And I want you to understand that appearing in a wedding dress doesn't grant you special privileges. She crosses her arms, a defensive, almost childish gesture. Fine, I'll stop interrupting. Can we please just finish? Judge Caprio returns to the report. The officer noted you were driving a 2024 Mercedes G-Wagon, which it's my fiancé's car. Fiancé's car. I was borrowing it because mine was being detailed for wedding photos. That's interruption number 5. Judge Caprio stops mid-sentence, puts down his papers, looks directly at Valentina. Miss Sinclair, I just asked you to stop interrupting me. That lasted approximately 15 seconds before you interrupted again. Do you have a comprehension problem or respect problem? I was just clarifying. Stop talking. The courtroom goes dead silent. Judge Caprio's voice hasn't risen in volume, but the authority in it is absolute. You've interrupted me 5 times. You've rolled your eyes. You've checked your phone. You've dictated timeline to me. You've suggested I'm being unnecessarily difficult for following standard procedure. And you've done all of this while wearing a wedding dress that you chose to wear to court to manipulate sympathy. Valentina's mouth opens. I didn't. 6th interruption. Miss Sinclair, I'm going to explain something to you that apparently no one in your privileged life has explained before. You are not special. Your wedding is not special in the eyes of this court. Your $85,000 event, your $15,000 photographer, your 200 guests from 3 countries. None of that matters here. Subscribe to Judge Stories if you believe wedding dresses don't grant immunity from consequences. Judge Caprio opens his computer, types deliberately. Valentina shifts her weight in her heels, bouquet wilting slightly in her tight grip. Miss Sinclair, the standard fine for speeding 34 miles over the limit is $400 plus 4 points on your license. $400. The ticket said $145. The ticket cited the base fine. Excessive speed carries enhanced penalties, but we're not at a standard situation anymore. Her face goes pale under her foundation. What does that mean? It means your behavior in this courtroom has demonstrated a pattern of disrespect, entitlement, and contempt for judicial authority. Under Rhode Island general law, judges have discretion to enhance penalties when defendants show contempt. No, I didn't show contempt. I just want to get to my wedding. You interrupted me 6 times after being asked to stop. You rolled your eyes at a direct statement from the bench. You attempted to dictate the timeline of this hearing. You suggested I'm being unnecessarily difficult. And you've treated this entire proceeding as an inconvenient obstacle to your personal plans. Your Honor, I apologize if I came across that way. I'm just stressed. Then, You're apologizing now because you're realizing there are consequences, not because you're actually sorry. Judge Caprio makes note, sir. Your fine is increased from $400 to $1,200. $1,200, $400 for the speeding violation, $800 for contempt of court based on your pattern of interruptions and disrespectful behavior. Valentina is shaking. This is insane. You're punishing me for being stressed on my wedding day. I'm punishing you for contempt. The wedding dress is irrelevant. I can't afford $1,200 right now. I just spent $85,000 on a wedding. Then you should have budgeted for potential legal penalties. That's not my concern. Her voice rises to near shouting. Your Honor, my wedding starts in 15 minutes. I need to leave. Can I just pay the fine and go? No, Miss Sinclair, you cannot. She freezes. What? I'm not finished with this hearing. You've been in such a hurry that we haven't completed the full review. So, we're going to take our time. You're joking. I don't joke in my courtroom. Now, let's discuss the points on your license. 4 points will likely increase your insurance premiums by approximately 40% for the next 3 years. That's roughly $2,400 in additional costs over. I don't care about insurance. My wedding is starting. Judge Caprio stops, looks at her. Miss Sinclair, every time you interrupt me, every time you raise your voice, every time you show disrespect, this hearing takes longer. If you want to leave, I suggest you be quiet and let me finish. She clamps her mouth shut, tears forming in her eyes, but they're angry tears, not remorseful ones. As I was saying, the insurance impact alone will cost you thousands over 3 years. Additionally, your excessive speed, 89 in a 55, puts you at risk for reckless driving charges, which carry potential license, suspension. Valentina's phone buzzes again. She can't help herself. She glances at it. Beacon. Miss Sinclair, did you just check your phone while I'm speaking? It's my wedding coordinator. My ceremony is supposed to start right now. Then you should have planned better. Put your phone on silent and put it away, or I'll have the bafe confiscated. She fumbles with her clutch, hands shaking, tears now running down her professionally made-up face, mascara starting to streak. Judge Caprio continues, methodically, slowly, deliberately. Now, regarding the points on your license, you have the right to attend traffic school to reduce points. However, traffic school requires 8 hours of pleas. Valentina is openly crying now. Please, Your Honor, I'm begging you. My entire family is at that venue. My fiancé is probably freaking out. This is supposed to be the happiest day of my life, and I'm stuck here because I made a mistake 3 weeks ago. You're stuck here because you chose to appear on your wedding day instead of rescheduling properly. You're stuck here because you interrupted me 6 times. You're stuck here because you treated this court with contempt. Those are your choices. I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry. I was rude, and I shouldn't have been. Judge Caprio studies her. The tears seem more genuine now, less angry, more desperate. Miss Sinclair, do you understand why you're in this situation? Because I was disrespectful to you and to this court, and I thought my wedding day meant I deserved special treatment, and I was wrong. Say it again. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Judge Caprio leans back. Miss Sinclair, your fine remains $1,200. 4 points on your license remain. Those are the consequences of your speeding violation and your contempt. She nods, crying, mascara everywhere. However, I'm going to do something. Not because I feel sorry for you, not because of your wedding, but because I believe you finally understood what happened here today. He signals to his clerk. Process her payment immediately. Miss Sinclair, you'll pay the fine right now. Receive your paperwork, and you'll be free to leave. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much. I'm not finished. In addition to the fine and points, I'm ordering you to complete 16 hours of community service at Providence Traffic Safety Education Center, where you'll assist in teaching defensive driving courses. You'll tell students about the day you showed up to court in a wedding dress and learned that entitlement has consequences. Her face falls. Community service. But she stops herself, doesn't interrupt. You'll complete those 16 hours within 60 days. Failure to comply results in a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. You're dismissed. Get to your wedding, though. You're now. He checks the clock. 43 minutes late. I hope your guests enjoyed the extended cocktail hour. Valentina takes her paperwork with shaking hands, pays the $1,200 fine at the clerk's window, which nearly maxes out her credit card, and rushes out of the courtroom, her train dragging behind her, mascara-streaked face, wilted bouquet. As she leaves, an older woman in the gallery leans over to her neighbor. That bride just paid $1,200 to learn what her parents should have taught her for free. Respect. The video goes viral within hours. Valentina becomes a cautionary tale across social media. Bride interrupts judge 6 times on wedding day, pays $1,200 for it. Entitled Bride learns wedding dresses, don't grant immunity. Judge to bride, your wedding is not special in the eyes of this court. This is what happens when you wear a wedding dress to manipulate sympathy. Valentina's wedding does happen. Starting 47 minutes late, guests are confused. Her makeup is ruined. Photos from the ceremony show visible tear streaks. The videographer captures her looking stressed and distracted throughout. During speeches, her new husband jokes awkwardly about legal delays without explaining. Guests go. Some Google her name and find the courtroom video. By midnight, half the wedding guests have watched their bride get destroyed by Judge Caprio earlier that day. 2 weeks later, after returning from her honeymoon, Valentina starts her community service at the Traffic Safety Education Center. She stands in front of teenagers and young adults learning defensive driving and tells them with genuine humility. Now, 3 weeks before my wedding, I was speeding, got a ticket, forgot about the court date, until the morning of my wedding, showed up in my dress, thinking it would make the judge sympathetic. Instead, I interrupted him 6 times, showed him no respect, and paid $1,200, plus got points on my license, plus got 16 hours of community service. The lesson isn't don't speed. You already know that. The lesson is respect costs nothing, but disrespect can cost everything. I thought my wedding day made me special. It didn't. I'm standing here in jeans and a volunteer t-shirt because I learned that the hard way. 6 months later, someone asks Valentina about her wedding day. She says quietly, the marriage is great. But that day, the day itself, it's not a good memory. Every time I see our wedding photos, I remember standing in court, crying, learning that the world doesn't revolve around me. That's not how you want to start a marriage. Subscribe to Judge Stories now for moments when entitled Brides meet judicial reality and when wedding dresses become the most expensive outfit you'll ever regret wearing. She left $1,200 poorer, 4 points on her license, 16 hours of community service, and with the most expensive life lesson she's ever received. Judge Caprio proved that wedding days don't grant special privileges, that interrupting a judge 6 times costs exactly $800 in contempt charges, and that showing up in bridal attire to manipulate sympathy backfires spectacularly when you disrespect authority. This is what happens when entitlement meets accountability. When a woman thinks her $85,000 wedding matters more than courtroom procedure, and when one judge reminds a bride that respect isn't optional, it's required. Valentina learned what her parents, apparently, never taught her. The world doesn't stop because you're having a special day, and judges definitely don't care about your photographer's hourly rate. Comment below. Was $1,200 plus community service too harsh or exactly what she deserved?